So I'm going to give you guys an in-depth guide with Rampart and some general tips and advice to do better with Rampart. Just so you guys know, I'm a 1000 kill Rampart, and I've been making her mobile Sheila buff in late season 9. Not as though she has some Rampart mains, but I do know some things about her. Alright, let's get into it. My main tip and rule of thumb with Rampart is that you don't have to force your passive. Her passive allows you to have 15% increase bullets with LMGs and reload them faster. Just because of this, you don't have to feel like you're required to use not miniguns, LMGs.
Right.
So like if you're having like an off day with the Spitfire, or you're just for example just not good with like an LMG in general, don't feel obliged to pick it up. Not go with it, just don't pick it up with the gun. It's probably the weaker part of the Rampart kit, if I'm gonna be honest, and I think a lot of Rampart mains would agree with that. For example, I'm not good with the L-Star, so I don't force myself to pick that up unless I need to. So, the next tip is a good one. With recent buff, her shields can still be destroyed pretty easily. So, like this.
Tossing up some amped cover.
See? But, there's a way to counter this. When you're placing one up and you're taking fire, place another one behind it. If the first one sets up, then you can just remove this.
Backing up my cover.
However, I want to show you guys something.
Right, get my cover out of here.
If it does deploy, but it does take damage, it will still fully deploy, but it's only 400. But you see, with that, since we damaged it a lot, there's not much health that it gets. So always set up a wall behind a wall that's setting up if you need to. Don't always do it, but just remember to do that sometimes. My next general advice when playing as Rampart is never like when you're about to push an enemy, don't like just not like put away your walls. If you don't put away your walls and you push someone, that gives that enemy that you're fighting or potential third party the ability to use these walls to their advantage and deal an extra 20% damage to you. I'll do it side by side. So this is with the 20% extra damage. And now this is without the 20% extra damage. So something like that. Just keep that in mind. So like, say you just crack this guy. Or why did I do that? So say you crack this guy, you want to put that away, and then push him like that. But then if you didn't do that, then someone could like walk up here and then shoot you, and then you could potentially die if you got damaged a lot. My next tip goes to Sheila, her minigun. You always want to reset it after finishing the whole fight. That way you can get it back fast. If you deplete its ammo to 0, then it will go back to 0. Even if there's an incoming third party, it's better to just put away the minigun, especially if you have like not more than like 90 bullets left in the minigun. I'll just go put on the charge tower again. But keep that in mind, you don't always need to use Sheila until it runs out of ammo. It's sometimes better to just put it away after one fight than to keep it out until it runs out of ammo. Another tip with Sheila is that, let's say for example, I'm running with my fists or my heirloom out, got the heirloom, and if you pull out Sheila, and then you swap out of it after finding someone, it puts you back in your fist. So always have your gun out before you swap over to Sheila. Anyway, my next tip is to use walls to block doorways. Of course, there aren't any doors in the firing range, but I'm gonna just pretend like there's a door here. So pretend there's a door here. Something that you'll want to do, this is what most people do normally. They'll place a wall directly in front of the door. What this will do is if you open it, then you can just spray enemies that dare to come close, and they can most likely die from it. However, if you try and close it, it won't work until you place it away.
Backing up my cover.
A good way that you can actually, some Rampart players actually do it like this. They'll block the doorway like that, and then it can't be opened or closed. Of course, they can't deal really much damage with it, but it's still pretty useful. Next tip is use walls to revive. Walls are definitely her best part in being able to revive, so giving her a gold backpack wouldn't be a terrible idea, but of course give it to other legends who could use it more, like Newcastle, Lifeline, Bangalore, and Mirage. But she still becomes very useful, especially during firefights. Next is conceal the minigun laser. So like, let's say that like someone's here, and like they're about to push you, and you have Sheila out. Do not aim it like where they're most likely about to enter. Then they'll know not to go from that way and flank around. Instead, try and conceal it somewhere, so that way they can't know. And then if they try and push you, then something like that may happen to them. Always do that whenever you can. It's way more useful. Next is a World's Edge tip. Although I'm not on World's Edge and I prefer to be in the firing range for this. Purchase LMGs from Big Mod. I know, I go back to the first tip on how you don't need to use LMGs. But when it comes to Big Mod, if there's an LMG that you're comfortable with, definitely pick it up. Because like it's honestly very good, because Big Mod weapons have increased reload speeds, and with that already increased reload speed for LMGs, that'll be a lot more Rampart. Don't feel like you're gonna be like hated on for just using LMG. Just use it and enjoy using it, and potentially get damage or any like badge that you want to get. The next tip is use walls to gain head peeks. You can actually stand on the walls, so you can use it to get like a dirty head peek or a head push that makes it harder to hit you. This pairs really well with Newcastle, from a tip from Rao Knows on Twitch. So like if there was a Newcastle wall, and then like let's say like the little opening is up here, then you can just head peek this and it would be really open. So yeah, you can stand on it. Next is to remove a wall if a Mad Maggie drill is attached. Remember when like first announced and people were like thinking that Maggie was gonna completely counter Rampart from putting the drill straight into her wall? Well, not really. If a Mad Maggie drill gets attached to a wall, all you really have to do is just do that. Just pick it up and the drill will be removed and your team will be safe. Of course you won't get a charge back, because look at this. I want you to pay close attention to the L1. Now if I put it away, it says destroy cover, and I didn't get a charge back. But yeah, you want to keep that in mind. So she can still counter Mad Maggie, even though Mad Maggie can counter Rampart. Next is use walls as like a way to super glide or like get some distance. Like of course if I was a better movement player like Fade or some shit, then I could like use it more easily. But you can still use her walls as great movement techniques. Like I guess if I did this real quick. Or this. So yeah.
Getting backed up.
A quicker way to destroy enemy Rampart walls that you're not going to use is just melee them like this. Melee the bombs twice, and they get destroyed, rather than having to dump tons of bullets into it. Next is to put away Sheila when you're trying to loot. So as you see, I'm trying to get a battery, but I can't because I have Sheila out. You put away Sheila, you can actually get the items that you need. So never loot with Sheila out. Next is to break down doors that enemies are hiding behind with Sheila. So like if an enemy's hiding behind a door trying to use a healing item like a battery or a med kit or a phoenix kit, pretend this is the door. Just a few bullets and it gets shot down. So always keep that in mind. And you don't have to like go into mobile Sheila just to do it. You can literally just pull out Sheila, aim it, shoot it, and then it destroys the wall. Next is, and that's really it. I thank you guys so much for watching this. Let me know if this really helped, and if there are any other Rampart mains listening to this, I really like to know extra tips, that way I can help out more people from you, and I will for surely credit you for the tip. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you later.
There's an enemy.